Testing. Sam's got no penis. Oh, mint. Right, thank you very much for joining me in this top quality podcast studio. Make sure that logo's looking mint there.
Try best.
Nice.
Is this right?
No.
I've already got two, to be honest.
Yeah, you've probably got the most stash out of everyone.
Out
of everyone I've ever trained, probably got the most stash.
Better looking.
I ain't actually got any like funny questions.
Mate, I think you should chuck some in.
I just got some serious
What are you
questions.
asking me for 40 minutes then? Does Christian squat to death?
I'll just ask you like, how's your day gone, and you won't shut the fuck up. By the way, this is the top quality equipment that we have for the first podcast. Is the microphone on a little spoon.
I'd like to say my piece.
So, the main reason we're actually doing this podcast is, one, because you're a shit friend and you owe me it. But no, I'm joking.
No one else will do it.
No one else will do it. No one else will sit with me in a garage and be recorded on a spoon. But no, in all seriousness, reason why we're doing it is because your story is just elite.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then looking back, it's pretty good.
It's probably the best story, and I think a lot of people can gain inspiration from it. And being on a serious note, like I've had people on calls before coming on for coaching and things like that, and people self-doubting themselves. And oftentimes there was a period of time for about 2 years there where I'd talk them through things on the screen, and I'd actually share a picture of you at the end, and I'd just say, if this cunt can do it, why can't you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I think, it's just amazing. So, starting from the beginning then, so I'll put that on screen as well.
Yeah, big happy that.
Tell me about the stats in terms of like the numbers, like where was body weight, how many hours a week were you working, what was you eating? Just tell me all about that side of things first.
Yeah, so obviously it was pretty horrific looking back, but obviously at the time that was like the normal. That photo, I think it was way over 150 kilos. Obviously just going about normal day. You're working minimum 12 hours a day. I'd work weekends as well, because I was always quite committed to work. I felt like probably one of the busiest people out of all his mates. I would sack off coming out and stuff just to go to work. So I do enjoy it, so I can't lie with that. But yeah, stats 150 kilos. I definitely, just typical things like back when McDonald's did the bagels. I'd get 2 of them meals in the morning. Do you know what I mean? At the time I knew it was bad. I was definitely like inside gig like this is fucked up. You know what I mean? But I'd still have it. One finger of it. I'd definitely say other things. I know I've never been one for like. I could eat healthy stuff like I'd have healthy things sometimes throughout the day, as in like I wasn't scared to eat a salad or like that or not anything. But I seem to like once I've had breakfast, I could work all day, and then I'd crash out at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'd be fucking absolutely ravenous or. Just eating everything in sight, and then I'd probably go like, especially when I was in Bradford, that was probably the worst. I'd probably just go local takeaway, get something to eat, thinking it was normal. That was like you eat a full pizza, cheesy chips, get everything with it. You spend like 10, 15 quid for takeaway, and for yourself, that's quite a lot, I think. Like to do that now, like me and Jordan probably share something like that if we got something.
How many days a week was it?
Oh, every day. Every day. I reckon the reason I wasn't fatter, even though I was big, was just because I was constantly moving. I was constantly on the ball. I bet then I didn't obviously track steps, but I was probably more agile then than I am now. I'm probably doing more, I reckon. Like now I'm conscious of moving the steps. Before I didn't track any steps, but I had a job where I was constantly moving, constantly doing stuff.
What was just for those that don't know, what was your job when you started?
I was just basically like a team leader, engineering manager type thing, just like a master tech in a bus garage, just doing all the paperwork, managing the lads, fixing buses daily. That was it. Just trying to hit what's called PVR, but trying to get the buses out on the road, every day. So it's just like your car, you're constantly using it, they're constantly breaking down, so you're just constantly getting them back out. Other days you have like good days where nothing's going wrong, and other days it's just going totally wrong, like everything's going wrong. So that was my job. So you get there early as you can, because obviously everyone's getting on the bus to go to work. get them all out the door, and then from there it would kind of it'd know where I felt like 10, 11. You'd probably have like another snack or something then. By the way, you'd probably. I can't remember really snacking much. It was like someone. I'd say, if there were biscuits on side, I'd troughed a lot. It were bad. I don't know why it's always got me that thing of you just eat everything there. You have a pack of biscuits, it would definitely be gone. No doubt.
So, at your heaviest, then, were you saying 150 kilos, top notch?
Yeah, I think the heaviest. I think when you were obviously giving me quite a lot of grief about stuff as a friend, obviously you was like ribbing me and that. I definitely once saw like I think 152 and a bit. It was like nearly 153. So obviously I stood on that day. I was like, "Fuck, that's." Even I knew, like, oh fucking hell, that's bad. 'Cause I remember I like stood on the scale before, and like 126. I was like, oh, that's bad, but I never made a point of standing on the scales. So when I did that, and it was like one fat. I thought, fuck, that's a lot.
So,
I think it took me 3 weeks, didn't it? When we first went on the journey, I didn't check in for like 3 weeks because it was just so embarrassing to put them numbers in, and it'd have probably been even more epic. I think looking back, I should have done the photos on that day.
yeah, so
So about 3, maybe a month.
yeah, I'd say so. It was so just to give you guys context about the start of Sam's journey. So, in fact, no, I'll ask Sam about that in a bit. But yeah, basically, your heaviest weight, and that was around Christmas. We started around January, back end of January, I think.
Yeah.
But it was December when you said you clocked the heaviest weight, and by the time you'd actually sent me pictures and body weight, you were sitting at 142 point something.
Yeah,
so I think you'd
like
lost some weight
Yeah.
from your peak before you even sent me pictures and body weight and things like that.
Yeah, I reckon it's like when you come off. For me, like, it's when you come off a holiday, to jump straight back in is probably one of the hardest things. But like that for me was like zoning back down, like kind of like coming back down into like, right, you're trying to zone in here now, like what's going on, like that. It took like 3 or 4 weeks to come back to normal. Not normal, but actually start recording it, taking the pictures, stuff like that. That's how long it took, and it felt like forever. But when I was ready to take the pictures, then it was like, right, it's game on now. Let's do it.
Just to clarify, I definitely asked for them pictures more than once, didn't I?
Yeah, you probably did. Yeah,
I fucking did. Oh, peppering this cunt to death. Right, okay, awesome. So that sort of painted a picture in terms of statistics. You were working like fuck, no child at the time.
No children, no, nothing like that.
No children.
Just Jordan.
Yeah, just a missus, but working like fuck, working at Bus Depot, sending it, always worked hard. Would you say, before we move on to the next question, would you say that your work impacted your weight in any way, shape or form, or would you say you would have been big anyway, or?
I think that industry someone should genuinely write a story on mechanics and that industry and cars, truck, bus, trains, all that type of stuff, or night shifts on eating. That anyone who does that type of work, I think someone should do like a Channel 4 documentary or something on that industry because it is messed up.
Channel 4, if you're watching this, me and Sam will talk about it.
But yeah, that's what I would. So go back to the question. So yeah. It shouldn't do now. From what I know now, it shouldn't impact whatever you do in your work. But yeah, I think things didn't help because obviously I think it'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like me now working in a gym. You know what I mean? Everyone's probably trying to be good at this, so you'd probably get better because everyone else is not eating what I were eating. Mine was quite extreme, but because everyone else isn't like bothered, you feel very comfortable there, but obviously at the same time, people will try to make you uncomfortable by calling you out on it because they want that big. So that was like a big thing as well. But overall, the main question is it shouldn't affect it, but it probably didn't help.
Yeah, got you 100%. Okay, so moving on to the next one then. So that's like sort of stats, that's numbers, that's where we were. How were we feeling like right at the start before we got going?
Obviously I was like bare happy. I was definitely not. I was just totally unaware of the abuse you're doing to your body. You don't realise it until. Luckily for me, I don't feel like it was too late. Touch wood. But you don't realise what's going on until you start eating a little bit better. And you're like, fucking hell, that's bad. So probably shouldn't be asking for cheese on my bacon sausage egg. But like anyone that's trying to lose weight, like you can still have that stuff. It's just different. I feel like you can work it better. Yeah, I still have stuff like that, but I probably wouldn't have it in a sandwich. I'd probably have it on its own. Chicken sausage, bacon medallions, egg whites, or have the eggs but not your fats there for the day. But yeah, that's definitely more of a thing now. But yeah, I'd have everything: bacon, sausage, egg, cheese on it, hash browns. I'd have that. Pizzas for tea. Obviously, Jordan. I'd probably eat like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then she'd make tea as well. And when I get home, I'd trough that as well. And I'm talking like big meals. Pasta bakes, load of cheese on top. It's very rare there'd be anything left. I'll take some to work tomorrow. It wasn't happening, and it wasn't. I wasn't like getting home and like eating it weirdly. I don't know. It was just a portion. I ate it. It was just how things were. I'd love to have taken more pictures then than I do now and say like what I was eating. So yeah, I feel like I've totally gone off the question. Sweet. What was the question?
So the question was like, so we know like the statistics,
yeah.
We know like what the numbers were, but then how did that actually convert into how you was actually feeling at the time? Because there must have been a reason that sparked to actually do it, other than obviously.
So the feelings wise, obviously, I'm probably quite money motivated, as in, I try to earn as much money as I can. I'm not like doing. What do you call it? Stocks and shares ISA. I'm not on the S&P 500, but I mean like actually working and getting good money for what you're doing. So when it came down to like a bit of a bet, and it was quite a good bet, I was like, I don't want to lose out to this bet, and I'm not being not a shit house. I don't want to lose out to my mate and give him some money for me not doing it, especially like blase, because I took it quite serious. It's not often we have a bet.
People won't know what the bet is, but
I don't want to share the. I don't want to share the bet.
All right, next.
So yeah,
I want to know, Sam. You fucking dancing around it. How did you? When you were heavier and you fucking couldn't buy the clothes you wanted to buy.
Oh, it's well upsetting.
And you were fucking 24 stone. How were you feeling? What actually made you want to kickstart the journey? Because it wasn't the fact that you was happy and you fucking had big portions.
No.
That's what I asked you. How did you feel? You went, I was happy and I had big portions. I ate a lot of food.
Yeah.
That's why you did it. Like, why did you actually want to change?
I think the biggest thing was the clothes. That's probably one of the biggest things. You're going in the shops and you just can't get the clothes to fit you. And if you might go next and they have a 44-inch waist or a 46 or something. It don't look good. It's not good. So that was like my biggest thing of like, you're gonna have to do something because you've outgrown all your Ralph Lauren stuff. You've outgrown all your big jeans, and like, no offense, like Giacomo, I know they do bigger sizes, but you can't just keep going up the scale and working up to bigger and bigger waists. I think one of them was once. I think I did once shop there for something, and like I think in the next I was like a 46 or a 44, and I went in there like a 50 only fit. I was like, this is terrible. I need to do something about it. It was on my mind. It was probably on my mind all the time. So that's probably you just push it to the back. So that's probably how I felt. It was. I knew I needed to do something. I've just not done it. Just not got round to it yet. Probably because like normally people won't do something. It's too late. They have their heart attack, or they get diagnosed with diabetes, or they have a stroke or something. Because I think that's the way it was going to go. Something was going to happen. I actually felt I felt fine feelings wise. Yeah, it was always bad. I think for me, I've always took it a bit harder than I've always admitted when people took the piss out of my weight. And I think a lot of people hide it. They'll always say, whatever. And I was like that for ages. But when you look back, you think, yeah, it probably did hit me a bit harder than that. Especially now when you're a bit skinnier and someone's who was taking the piss out of you before and they're a bit fatter than you now. That's probably why I do cackle a bit. No, you're not that fat.
You're not that fat.
Yeah, but feelings-wise, it was bad. Very bad.
Okay, so it was more a case of generally you felt quite I suppose like you said at work, you was active, you were functional, but it was more the case of it were bothering you, it were on your mind, you knew you were fucking heavy now.
Like if you look at pictures of me when I'm in my overalls, like you can't really tell you were that big. You couldn't tell you 150 kilos. You know what I mean? And especially because you were around other people. Do you know what I mean? And someone once said it to me, and I'm not going to say who it was, but they said, when you watch like David Attenborough and he's showing you like all the elephants. I went, yeah. He went, you don't really notice like one's a fat elephant, do you? Or like all that type of stuff. And I was like, what are you on about? He went, they're all elephants, like there's small elephants and big elephants, aren't they? I went, yeah. He went, he said, right. He said, well, all of you lot are elephants. And I like looked at us all. I was like, yeah, we're all in overalls. We're all massive. But when you work with a lot of big people, you it's just the normal. So until you come out of there, and then it came to like a social setting, and everyone's a little bit skinnier than you, and you think, oh fucking, I'm massive. So that, and then it wasn't until then it hit you, the feelings wise.
Where would you say it had in like what aspects of your life would you say it hit you the most?
I'd like to say relationship, because I'd like to say like, Jordan fancies me more or that type of thing. But that, like when I look at it now, that's not happened. As in like that's always been like the same. It's always been like quite loving. It's been lovely. But I'd say socially, people. It sounds. I don't want to admit it, but people respect you more. Not a lot of people expect you to be nice now. That's what a lot of people talk to me less. I've noticed. Not in a horrible way, just I think they think you're like, I don't know, if maybe like you said, a bit standoffish or like hesitant to talk to you because because you're not like big and funny anymore. That's one thing I've definitely noticed more. But the people definitely treat you different, and I don't want to admit it like human people, but they do.
And would you say it's been a net positive in terms of how you get treated and feeling them social situations, or like a worse?
It sounds selfish, but I feel better, so I don't care.
That'll do. Nah, it's class. Okay, that's epic. That does give a lot of insight, because there'll be loads of people that will be listening to this.
I used to think of people that said stuff like that, like, "Are you selfish?" CUNT. But I can get why they say it now. Like, "Oh, did you have a good time?"
You can swear, by the way.
All right. Yeah, when people would say like, "Oh, did you have a good time?" and they'd be like, "No, well, I fucking did." And at the end of the day, like, I had a good time doing it, and I'm still having a good time doing it. So anyone that's like annoyed or said, "Oh, you were funny when you were fatter," I'm like, don't bother me what they said. It's just I know I'm better than I was then. But I always feel like going back to that my old me. Like, I don't want to say like I was depressed or I felt ill. You know what I mean? I was always quite happy until the point where it came to like a bit more of a thing of like when you're aware of it more and you're not feeling skinny. You're not feeling mint because you shouldn't be that big.
Yeah. Got you. Yeah, got you. No, that's class. I think a lot of people relate to that. Like, it's not like it were fucking like ruining your life. It was just like, and parts of your life were going really class, like relationship wise, work wise, were getting smoked. It's just one aspect of your life, right, that you wanted to just fucking level up.
Yeah. So it was just, you're definitely right on that. Yeah.
That's mint. And what sort of, so then coming to like when we actually got cracking then, and you can tell people the bet, you can tell people the details, I go fuck, you can say the full thing. So what actually like kickstarted the process in January 2021?
Obviously Christian's the horriblest person ever. And he's very fattest to fatties, McFatties.
The fattest.
Yeah, he's the fattest. But that's good for people trying to get in shape. Like, I mean, it's not good to be that big. So the bet was, I think, £1,000 to lose X amount. I can't remember the weight, but lose so much weight before the August. And that got smoked by like the May.
It did work out about £1,000 actually.
Yeah, it was like £1,000 or something. Obviously, technically, you owe me the money, but I beat him. But we've never talked about it till now.
Let me just clarify the bet.
Go on.
So the bet was, right, at the time, 2021, my coaching wasn't obviously it wasn't as expensive as it is now. I'm obviously more got the poster boy on for the last few years, whatever. Yeah, different service. It was shit. I was a shit coach. Anyways, I said to Sam, I want you to pay me like any other client, and if we get to August and you get under 120 kilos,
I'll give you your money back.
I'll give you your money back.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
And he got under 120 kilos by May. But he missed a few payments, and then we just like...
I think we got like 4 in, and then because it was coming down that quick, we sacked it off. It just kind of, then we was training a lot more then, weren't we? We was training more. We was training together 3 or 4 times a week. Obviously, you were doing way better when you were training with me. No offense. You was actually doing pretty sick.
I was balder and fatter. I was probably like 95 kilos at the time, coming out of lockdown. It was pretty illegal, that session, them sessions in that garden. What?
I didn't think we were talk about that.
Scratch that.
I think as well for me a big motivator was training and then like kind of being fucking strong. I felt strong, and then like comparing that to someone who trained, I think that did knock you off a bit sometimes. I was like,
Of course it did. And then like whenever it's
so then like when we were training, you were a bit not knocked off because I wanted to piss you off, but because I was like, oh fucking let's go for it. Yeah, this guy's been training like 10 years and he's still got no bench.
Just to clarify, I outbenched Sam by about fucking 40 kg.
Yeah, my bench isn't the strongest.
It was his fucking squat that were fucking coming up fast, and I was like, and there'd be like one day where he'd actually like all of a sudden it'd be like. He obviously won't get loads stronger quicker because you were losing a lot of weight. And like one day it'd be like fucking, it had like 10 kilos up from week before, and I'd just be like straight away, have you cheated on your diet?
Yeah, that particular day I was coming back from a course in oh god, I can't somewhere near Leicester, and I ate 2 McDonald's wraps on the way home. Then we squatted in the garage, in the illegal garage, and that was funny when you dropped that 175 squat on your head.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's a different.
Another day.
That's a different
Yeah, so it was. I think going back to the thing, it was dead good that I felt strong training next to someone who I admire, someone who I think fucking hell, this guy, you're a good guy. Do you know what I mean? Like he's been training bare time, and I feel like I'm not. Some lifts I were better, stronger, and other lifts I was obviously terrible. Not a pussy, but I felt all right. So I think for me that was a good motivator to carry on, and I felt like in a way sometimes that pushed you along as well. To like you were getting bare mad sometimes. I was like, oh fucking, I'll just go and do this 200 on my own. Do you know what I mean? It kind of felt like we were pushing each other. So Christian was pushing me to lose weight. He was pushing me to do better at everything. And at the same time, like I think inadvertently, like it just felt good to be there training with a friend, best mate.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I'd say, not making this about me, but it definitely was helpful for me. Probably one of my best, that period of time training in 2021, that was like my best experience of training with a training partner, I'd say. Like neither of us had kids at that point.
No.
So not that we couldn't do it now with kids. We just both have I just have to come and train at fucking 5:30 in the morning with you. We just have to train at a gym early in the morning, but obviously I fucking so happen to have a garage gym now, training middle of the day because I can with work. But
yeah, so you're gonna do it, aren't you?
Yeah, so just for anyone that's watching this saying, oh, I've got kids so I can't train with my mate, you fucking can. You've just got to train in the morning, but we're just not doing it. But yeah, I'd say that was some of my best training ever, because we were both training like powerlifters at the time.
Yeah, we were doing the same blocks.
And Sam really liked saying, I don't care how much I lift, I just want to lose weight. But then really, he fucking cared.
I did say that a lot, to be fair, didn't I?
That was one of your best sayings.
For me though, it wasn't. It was like you was always chasing the numbers. I was always chasing the next gene size down. So like the number on the bar didn't really matter, because for me it was calorie intake, steps, and scale weight. Because at the time, like I wasn't always on a set meal plan. I was eating what 1,800 calories were, or 2,000, or I think the lowest I ever got to like 1,500.
That was pre-photo shoot, right?
Pre-photo shoot that one. But like normally it was just a normal person's eating day. That's what I should have been eating, and that was obviously hard at the big. It's probably not as very hard at the beginning. It's when you whittle down, and when it probably got to like, I don't know. I think 110 seemed to be like a sticking point. I remember like 6 months I was just dossing it. I was just continually like floating around that marker, like not losing weight, training a bit, not losing, just kind of sticking there. And then I think we had another word, didn't we? It was like, what are you actually doing? And then it just rocketed down again, because you zone in again. You try and refocus again to go back down.
One thing that I'd say is like super impressive with what you've done, and I think this is what's been, upon reflection, probably the secret to your success in a way, is the fact that you never truly fell off fully at any point during the last 5 years.
No.
You had, like what I'll typically see is guys will lose a lot of weight and they'll have a period like what you say, where you said like you just hit a brick wall for a few months. And then because they're not doing things 100% and it's going backwards and they're busy and whatever in life and ultimately excuses, even though circumstances are real, you didn't fully throw in the towel at any point. You still kept training. You still like kept trying. Sometimes you weren't as good, but then you would eventually. What helped you? What sort of made it? What's the fucking secret there? And what sort of happened? How did you manage to not just fully fall off when you had them moments? Because people do.
I think probably just being busy in general life. You've got to go another day to work. What you're going to take. The weekends I'd social occasions, or we'd have something on, and then it'd come to Monday morning. Yeah, you'd put on weight. And I think just accepting that as well. Like tonight, I'm going out for tea with the wife. I haven't been out in a long time. Oh, you know what I mean? We have, but we haven't. I'm going to put on weight because I'm going to have some food. But tomorrow, don't do the same thing. Don't repeat it. Don't have the stuff you've had last time. Many years ago. So just go back on it. Greek yogurt. Maybe not have the squares bars. Just have a lower day. On stuff. So just. And I think as well, not bring it into the front of your mind. Like, don't sit here anymore. It sits at the back. Like, you can, if everyone else is having something different, you don't have to have it. It might seem socially awkward, and it is a little bit. I feel like, I don't know. There is a bit of a stigma around it, but like tomorrow, you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You can just go and not have nothing, or you can just go. I'm just gonna have the grilled chicken. I don't need to have full fat bastard fucking spaghetti carbonara and all the trimmings. You can just have normal food.
So one of the things so essentially, in terms of like not falling off completely, it's just that acceptance of, body weight comes on when you do things,
and it comes off,
and it comes off, and that thing like you said there, like if you're going out for a meal tonight with the missus, if you then have anything else that's on tomorrow, it's just being like, right, well, I've got stuck in tonight. Tomorrow, we pick the battles. You've picked it. You've got stuck in tonight. Tomorrow, you've been right. Bit less fat cunt-esque.
Basically, just all. I feel like it's all about balance and also having a time in your life where what are you doing it for? I've got. Oopsies, brand new phone. I've got nothing coming up in the calendar, as in like, I'm not doing a photo shoot. I haven't got a comp coming up. Or anything like that. If I was going at a comp in 3 weeks' time and I had to be under 105 or 93, I'd be obviously very conscious of that. So at the minute, I'm not training for anything in situ. I'm just training for the love of training, taking my meals to work because that's what I want to take. People offer me, oh, do you want to get a bacon sandwich? Like, I genuinely love the Greek yogurt. I've made... Or get a cooked chicken, cut it in half, have that in a bat. I'd rather have that. Don't bother. And the thing of the cost of the money of the food. If I saw my food bill, or you think, oh my god, that is terrible. It's a lot. I bet I spend £150 minimum a week on food. That's 2 Greek yogurts a day. That's a £5 a day, just there.
I think this guy must have started shopping at M&S because mine ain't that expensive. No, that's fucking class. So let's bring it back around then. So we did stats at the beginning. No, you're fine because it's good. It gives insights. You did stats at the beginning. Where are the stats now then? Where was your lowest body weight for your photo shoot? But where are you chilling now? Because it seems like right now you're in a really good spot. You've got like good balance.
Yeah. So I feel like I've got good balance at the moment. Training. I'd say I'm training pretty hard. Well, as hard as I can. I'm trying to basically like. I'm wrapping stuff, more or less with 1 or 2 in the tank, type of thing. Really trying to send like upper body. I feel like for me personally, legs. I don't feel like everyone's, unless you're like bodybuilding professionally or you're doing it for your powerlifting. I don't think anyone's looking at your legs at the beach. Do you know what I mean? You got to be in ratio. Yeah, obviously.
I think you're quite blessed. I know your legs aren't like fucking pathetic, are they? So
no, I feel like for me training legs, I do a couple of warm ups. And I feel like my legs just bulging out of my shorts or whatever I'm doing. I wish my upper body felt like that. It's so odd. But yeah, at the minute, sitting at roughly this morning weighted at 98.05 kilos. I'm not sure what that is in the rest. Or stones, whatever. I think it's about 15 stone, something like that.
15 stone 7. It's 15 and a half stone.
Yeah, I feel like also people that also started, I've never known anyone that's big weigh themselves in kg or pounds. It's always, like if you ask anyone from Yorkshire especially, I feel like everyone goes, oh, it's stone. Oh, what am I in stone?
Gym culture's pound.
So I feel like when you're doing your personal, I feel like people should put what the thing is, because people who wanted to get into it won't know what that means when you put 98 kilos, unless they then put it in on the phone, which I never did. Mm-hmm. So when someone says, oh, you were over like 20 stone, I'm like, what's that mean? It's just a number.
So people say it in pounds, you mean?
No, like when people say, "Oh, that's so many pounds," or "This is so many stone," I'm like, I don't know what that means back then. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything to me.
So
but
98 right now.
98, just training hard, trying to get there like 2 or 3 times a week.
98 is quite heavy for you right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not where I want to be, ideally.
Where have you been fluctuating between the last? Because you kind of that's sort of like a heavy weighing for you at the minute.
Yeah, if you're going to go on an average, that's like slightly above average for me. I think I should be at like between 94 and 96. That's where it seems to be comfortable. And then over Christmas, obviously, just eating casually. It's quite difficult around Christmas as well because it's my birthday. So it's like it's like one massive week of family events, birthdays, and New Year. So for me, it's never been a good time. But for me, it's always been like now it's like accept it, have your foods, and then like drift back in. It's not come down as quick as I'd wanted, but I'm also on quite high food for me.
You are.
And this is the longest I've sustained.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It's also because some cunt set his food quite high.
Yeah, it's not come back. I was hoping it would like within a week it would drop down to like 96, but my food's nearly 3,000 calories a day, and I'm eating socially once a week.
Yeah, so it's sometimes average. It might
Yeah,
be
so probably
3,200.
Yeah, I bet the actual average is over 3,000 a week.
Yeah,
Minimum. Like I bet it is. So actual food wise, it's really good. There's been a couple of days where I've not wanted to eat. Like I think you're gonna have to eat because otherwise you're gonna have like 1,800 calories left. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to have something now.
It just feels like a lot of food now.
Yeah, it actually does feel like a lot of food. I think it doesn't help eating the same all the time. Like I was generally just eating Greek yogurt and things. I loved it that much. But like you said, like have the rice and I know all these things anyway. But you like what you like and you have what you have, don't you? So when I was having, you can actually eat this. Before it was because you like trying to eat scarce because you're trying to lose weight. You're quite low. But now it's like I can actually have this full bag of rice. Yeah, I can have this full bag of rice. I can have that 250 grams of mince where before it might be 150. Yeah, you can actually have the full pack of mince. You can have the full pack of rice.
You're always smashing the full pack of fucking mince. Don't worry about that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because then it's protein over the over that. So yeah, that was like a thing then. But yeah, so slightly above average at 98, but at the same time quite comfortable.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Yeah, I don't feel like a massive fat bastard. I feel like feel strong in the gym. Feel just strong in general. Don't feel like tired for work, as in not too tired. Just like I'm there, I'm like, oh god, I'm lagging. And I'm enjoying my food. Like other day, I think I ate a full roast chicken from Morrison's. And when I put it in calorie app, I was like, oh fucking hell, like we're doing sweet here. Protein smashed out, especially.
Yeah, nice. So we've got okay, cool. Let me just check that. Hang on, mate. Yeah, all right.
Batter is.
Yeah, B8 is.
So yeah, that's where we're sat at the minute.
So sitting at 98 kilos now, where was you at photo shoot weight? Just out of curiosity. Quick.
So photo shoot, it was quite odd. I got a lot lower than I did on the day, like a week before, and then I don't know, maybe it was stress, maybe it was water, I don't know, but I actually got down to like 89 or just under 90.
I think we carved you up a little bit. I think I told you
yeah, obviously we did. We did do the carb reload the night before, which I totally fucked up because I wasn't used to it. You go from eating 0 oven chips to the full bag and cereal and all these carb load sweets. The sweets, to be fair, I smash the sweets. I can eat, and I'm not joking. I've never done like a food thing, by the way. We never did that in the end, did we?
What do you mean?
The food trials. Like go low and jails or something, and they see that burger thing. We just never did.
Yeah, I was gonna do a food
challenge
challenge at some point and do a video on that, but we hadn't done
it. But yeah.
So lightest weight was 89 at pure lightest.
Like 89 something, and then when the actual photo shoot day, I think you were like 92. Mm-hmm. But I think it would have been interesting.
I'll put that on screen now.
Sweet. I think it would have been interesting to see on the day, maybe not done the carb loading thing, and to see what it was totally shredded. But when you look at the photos now, I don't regret anything. It's just that's on the day, but of what happened.
Yeah, you've got a mint Kirchhoff mint.
Yeah.
Anyways, awesome. So that's stats. So we started at over 150, lightest were 89, now we're chilling at 98. The photo shoot was over 2 years ago. It was like almost 3 years. It was 3 years ago next month, the photo shoot.
I know, it seems like yesterday in some ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it actually took 2 years and 2 months to do the photo shoot. And the photo shoot was never actually a goal at first, but it just happened, didn't it? Organically. It just sort of like, do you want to do one? And it was like, boom. It was like another rocket up your ass.
Rocket to go. You can't show up on that photo shoot look dang, can you? You can't look shit. Because if you do, you wouldn't do the photo shoot. Do you know what I mean?
Wouldn't be allowed. No glazed donuts in our photo shoots. Okay, last question then. So they're the stats of where we are now. When you kick-started it, we know how you're feeling and your stats were at the start. coming full circle, how do we feel now, having, you're 5 years in, you've dropped over 50 kilos, you're not just doing it how you were doing it before, you're now doing it with a daughter as well.
I know, yeah.
And you're doing it with a busier life. You got personal stuff going on with house, stuff like that, house moving, all this kind of good stuff. Loads of craziness. You're still in the best shape ever, or you're within that range. How do you feel now compared to when you first sort of came into it?
110% better. Like, how do I feel now? 110% better than I did. I don't know why I ever did that before. I don't know. When I look back at old pictures, I don't like looking at them. I've told you before on Instagram, you'll like post a picture of me looking McFatty. I don't want to add it to my story. Even though I want to share my friend's business and like promote what you're doing and everything, I don't want to do it. I don't want people to see me like that anymore. Old photos I've took down, I've got rid of them, binned them, because I don't want to see it. It's horrible. Not that like I didn't have good memories. It just, when I see that, I think, oh my fucking God. And like today, I've got a new phone, telling you I got a new phone. Obviously, all the photos from years ago are all coming back to the front. I'm like, fucking Jesus, get rid of them. Don't need to see it anymore. So yeah, I'm 110% better. I think you actually said it. The old Sam has died. He's dead. He's gone. It's capiche. You'd probably say like he died. You'd probably write on my tombstone you had type 2 diabetes. I'd write on yours I'd outsquat you. He did get outsquatted.
Where would you say in life now it's had the biggest impact, losing the weight and keeping it off?
I don't think there's just one thing to put on it. There isn't. It's, for me, it's like you can fit into the shoes you want to, because my feet were massive. Even though like I've dropped the shoe size.
Sorry.
I know. I was like, like you couldn't fit in shoes. You'd have to have different like wider feet work shoes and stuff. And like you can't go to the shop and get them.
Yeah.
You have to inquire special companies to do that.
I'm not supposed to laugh at that.
Yeah, you're a horrible friend, as usual.
So look at your best mate.
But yeah, I feel like now I can, just simple stuff I can go and get and it fits. I can go to B&Q, get some work pants and they fit from the shelf. Stuff like that. Little wins just here and there. I feel like as well now I can go longer and harder for stuff. Work. I can. But whereas before, maybe at the beginning of a cut, I could like, I need to eat something. I feel I'm going to drop. Now I'm like, I feel like my body, it's taught itself, you can push further than you thought to go. Obviously, you can go for days without eating, but before, where I think I couldn't get to lunchtime, or I couldn't get to, I can go all day. Obviously, I'm conscious of it. I'm starving, but I think like I feel like I'm more consistent. I'm more true to myself. I'm more honest with myself. Like what what my negatives are, or where I know I'm going to lag, and what my positives are as a person. So I think for me, it's a full picture. I always want to like say the Jordan, like or your missus or anybody, but I always feel like it's never been the biggest thing. Obviously now I'm more like, yeah, I'm turning up for Jordan. Like I look nice, sat next to him instead of some fat blob. But it's never been the biggest thing. Obviously, it's had big things for us, as in like she probably fancies me even more because I'm not a fat blob. But also, she never gave me that feeling. So I don't want to like lead people down the garden path of like that. Oh, my missus hated me that. Then now she's done it. They want that.
No, 100%.
So it sounds like it was more. It sounds like it was more like, every situation and like clothes fitting, but that mindset piece. I know you didn't say the word mindset, but that thing of like, I can fucking go. I don't need to eat, and I can push harder, and I can do this.
Yeah, mindset's definitely changed, and I think it's just every aspect of life has got better. And it's all weirdly just all losing weight, just eating a bit better, looking after yourself, and like amount of hate I've had for doing it as well of people, close family members. It's weird. It's so weird. So, but yeah, a lot of people's stuff is obviously good. Not just random people as well. You're genuinely just doing something in the gym or you're at work. It's you lost so much weight, you look mint. You think, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that's great. Not saying like someone who's like looks better than you or anything, but it's nice to not people come to you, call you fucking Suba or something. You know what I mean? You think, that's first thing they think of. So it's just every aspect is better, mate. So thank you.
No, buzzing. Thank you very much. Legend.
I thought I were going to do it like...
Yeah. like fucking Arnie and that. Arnie and the guy, fucking the other guy in Predator. No, thanks for that. That was awesome. And just to touch upon before we sort of end off there, because I need to have the last word because it's Christian's show.
It is always Christian's show.
Yeah, is that thing of like close family members and people like some certain people you get a bit of resistance, that negative thing. From working with a lot of people now, it seems to be that when you do something where you are changing, and you know I've experienced this from like some things I've done in my life, is you will get, if you are holding up a mirror to someone else's inadequacies, you will get, it will make them feel uncomfortable, even if consciously they don't always see it. So if someone else isn't looking after themselves and they're feeling a bit out of shape, then all of a sudden Sam, who's the fucking fattest person in there, sorry, no, I didn't mean to laugh then. He just sounded like a joke. It's because we've got good banter. But all of a sudden, because Sam, I can't say it, right? I'm going to have to fucking cut it out. All of a sudden, fucking shit me pants. All of a sudden,
Come on, Zonin.
fucking sorry.
I'm going to go now. Anyway.
I know you're
just go.
No, it's fine. But you are just holding a mirror up to him. You are holding a mirror up to him because it's like, if you are, you know, the biggest person they know, and then you've managed to fucking do it, and they still haven't sorted the shit out, it makes them feel like shit.
Yeah.
But obviously, and that's, you know, you will get resistance from people, and it's the same if you're doing better at work and someone else is fucking slacking and they feel like they could be earning more and they used to earn more than you and you're fucking grafting and they know they could work harder. They're gonna have some. It's gonna make them feel bad, and it's the same thing with weight loss and that. But yeah, you've done fucking best. This is the best podcast episode. I don't know how I'm going to top this on next one. Fucking whoever's on next, best bring their A game, by the way.
Wherever it is, I hope it's warmer than this.
It won't be. It might be. We'll see.
See it in the thing, but there's penguins over there.
It's that cold. But yeah, I just want to say thanks for doing it on a Saturday when you could be with your family. We're in my house now. So yeah, I appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome, mate.
Thank you very much.
Can I say one last thing about Jack Wallace or not?
Yeah, of course you can.
Wallace, just want you to know, I hope you listen to this whole thing, and then right at the end, your bit's mentioned. I'm gutted. I'm not a groomsman, mate. Gutted. Seriously gutted. And if there's anyone I know on the day who is a groomsman, and it isn't me, and I don't know him, then they're going to get it. Big time from me. Actually, I don't even want to do the speech, but I'm only doing it because you've asked me to do it. I don't personally want to do it. So, I hate you. That's me done. So
Sweet. So like on normal podcasts, they shout out like what they got coming on in the business, you know, any new books to launching. Sam just chose to pick on one of our closest mates and tell him how much of a shit friend he was. So yeah, that's good. Great way to end the podcast.
Sweet.
Thank you very much.